What's up, world? It's your girl, T Fizzle. Hey, world. So I just want to talk to everybody about the Aimee Michael's case. It's been all over television. If you've been following the case, it's really sad. And me and all my friends have been talking about it. I've been talking about it through email with quite a few of you guys on Facebook, on YouTube, and I wanted to make a video about it. So basically, what happened is that this lady named Aimee Michaels, who's 24, she caused a horrific car accident crash last year on Easter 2009 where five people died. It was three children and two adults. One of the youngest was a newborn baby, a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and the other two were adults. Basically, what happened is that a car sideswiped her. Basically, her BMW collided into another car, which caused that car to hit another car head on. And that's where all five of these victims came from. So instead of her being an adult, staying there at the scene of the accident, she drove off. And for a week straight, this was all over the news in Atlanta. People was trying to find this mysterious BMW. It was really sad because you had five lives lost. And so they were trying to find out who did this crime. So what ended up happening is that she drove home. She told her mother what happened. And then instead of her mother, being a mother, and it's hard. I guess I could see both parts. But instead of her mother making her turn herself in, her mother went and called her own personal mechanic, and they went to try and get the car fixed. They had the mechanic come to their house and fix the car. And then for like another 10 days, this was all over the news. Everybody was looking for these people, for this person. She drove around with no conscience, and it wasn't until one of the neighbors put two and two together that they called and they reported to the police, like, okay, well, my neighbor's BMW was in an accident, then now all of a sudden it's getting fixed, just go ahead and check it out. So then come to find out it was her, and it was her car that was involved in that crash. So a lot of people were really, really outraged. The reason why it's causing so much controversy is because the judge handed down such a stiff sentence. And when I saw that judge cry, it like broke my heart, because a lot of times we look at judges as, such powerful people. And you can tell she was really torn. She really agonized over her decision on what she wanted to do with these two people. So I felt really, really bad for that judge because that decision was hard. So a lot of people are mad. Some people say that the decision was too harsh. She gave Aimee Michaels 50 years, which is going to be where she has to do 36 in prison. Then the remaining time will be done on paper. Her mother received 8 years. So a lot of people feel like this sentence is just way too hard, and I'm so mixed. I'm so mixed about the sentence. She was like a girl who was getting ready to graduate college. She was going to North Carolina to, I think, work on her master's. She came from a very wealthy, well-to-do family. Her mother is an elementary school teacher, again, well-to-do, and I know her father makes good money. I forgot what he does. So this is not like, your typical, ghetto hood rat family. And that's why everybody's saying, well, they should give her another chance because, she was a good person in society. It's just an accident. She didn't mean anything by it. So that's what a lot of people feel. But on the other hand, that's good that she was well to do. That's good that she went to college. But at some point in time, I don't really feel like all that matters. You can have as many degrees as you want to in the world. You can be as rich as you want to, but you have people who have that, but they forget about this. You still need to have a heart, and you still need to be able to deal and put yourself in an empathetic place. I mean, what if that was you? What if that was your family member? To me, that's like a psychopathic move. I don't see how you could leave the scene of an accident and knowing that there are dead babies there, and you caused that accident, and instead of just, being an adult and facing the situation, because she really could have got away with this had she come forward, had she not left. People would have felt bad for her and been like, you know what, she's a straight A student, she's in college, she's well-to-do, we're not going to throw the book at her. Had she just, been an adult and just faced her consequences, she wouldn't have got all that time. She'd have probably walked away with a year to 5 years, if that, because she's not typically what you would consider a bad person. She's a good person in society. But because of the actions that she did after that accident, that's why the judge threw the book at her. Am I saying that this girl deserves to do 50 years or 36 years in prison? I'm not saying that. Part of me feels like the sentence is harsh, but then I keep thinking back to those babies. Those babies will never get a chance to see 36 years. Their lives stopped on Easter 2009. You know what I'm saying? Their families are forever changed. I just think this whole situation is sad. Everybody's life is changed because of this situation. Aimee Michaels, her mother, these babies, the two adults that died, and their families and their extended families. So me personally, I have to put myself in the victims' places. I feel bad for the victims. Them kids will never get that life back. Those kids will never see 36 years. When Aimee gets out, if she gets out early or whatever, she'll still have the rest of her life. Her mom has to do 8 years, but when she gets out, she'll still have the rest of her life. There's just no coming back from death. And that's the part that just has me torn, is that as much as I feel bad for her because she is technically a good person, she was going to school and whatever, at the end of the day, she made a lot of bad choices. So I think, it's not to judge her because, again, being human, you can't necessarily say what you would do in a situation. And a lot of times as humans, we have that fight or flight syndrome. And you never know when you're in a situation, you're going to fight it out or you're going to run. And you just, I can't even say what I would have done in that situation. Me personally, I don't think I could have ran. I couldn't have ran from something like that because I would feel too guilty. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a conscience about certain things that you do. I would feel really, really guilty. So personally, I don't think I could have ran. But that's one thing. I could even understand if she ran and she had to clear her head and talk to her family, and then she came back the next day or even came back a week later and confessed. Even then, I could still be like, you know what, I still respect her because she came forward. But she only came forward because somebody told on her, because a neighbor called the police. Her and her mom did not, on their own free will, come forward. And had they done that, the situation would have been totally different. Her sentencing would have been totally different. So a lot of people are mad at the judge. They're saying the judge was too harsh on her. Some people are saying that's what she gets. I'm so torn because I see both sides of the fence. I'm very, very torn. But at the end of the day, the only person I can truly feel sorry for is those victims, those 5 people who lost their lives doing nothing but coming home from church. So that's my opinion on the situation. I just want to get the discussion open on my channel. I want to know what you guys think about the whole Aimee and Sheila Michaels situation. Do you guys feel like the sentencing was just way too hard? Do you feel like the mother was wrong, for trying to cover it up for her daughter instead of being a mother and making her daughter take responsibility? Or do you feel like they were too harsh on the both of them, and being that they are quote unquote good members of society and they're not troublemakers, they have no criminal past, that they should have been given a pass? Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this entire story. The link to the story is going to be down below. You can go ahead and there's a news article there that you can read, and I also have a video attached as well. All right. Deuces.